Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come in, come in, come in. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here, get on in here, get on in here. Take off your shoes and relax. You'll see you. Hello. Here come Kayla to play. Hey, Kayla. Say hi to everybody. What's going on? I don't know why I cannot see my comments. There always got to be something happening. Let me see what is going on, child, because I don't even know. I don't know if it's anybody there. Shh, girl, shush. Anybody there to see me here? Hello, hello. Oh, hey, Kendall. I see y'all now. What's up, Kendall? What's up, Tina? What's up, Yazoo? What's up, Polonius? Thank you for coming through. Hey, 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 everybody. Lord have mercy. Kayla ain't gonna let me talk. How Tracy, Greg? Craig, how are you? I'm gonna have to lock her out. Y'all know the routine already. What's up, Moochie? The hammer's in the building. Hey, DeMarcus Vaughn. So, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome, welcome to you. If you're coming back, welcome back, welcome back. It's Self-Care Saturday, and if you know what Self-Care Saturday, we just do our little check-in, okay? We are over here trying to spread awareness about mental illness, physical illness, stopping the stigma, bringing the awareness, spreading the, shining the light, I should say, right, on things, and just having some discussions, okay? Because sometimes we need it. Today we are going to talk about a little bit about mental health because, of course, it's mental health awareness. Of course, also shining the light, just some honorable mentions on some other awareness that's happening this month. But before we get into any of that or all of those things, child, what's up, RC? How you doing? Hello, Lori. Thank you for joining. We always first and foremost have to remember to breathe. That's always our first thing on our roster, honey. Before we go anywhere or do anything, we go ahead and take a deep breath in, hold it, and then let it out, right? And it could be one big, long one. It could be 5, 10, 15, however many you could fit in. We could do it for 5 minutes. We could do it for 10 minutes. We could do it for 20 minutes. We could do it for 1 minute. Whatever you can, fit in for your day, that's what you go ahead and do, okay? And so that's first on the agenda. And we are now here for self-care. Okay, this is the place. This must be the place. You are in the right place. You in the den. This is your happy place. This is my happy place. Good vibes only. Self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity. And we are officially closed for self-care. So, of course, another thing that we like to do before we move into anything else, is our mental health check-in. How are we feeling? Are we red? Are we orange? Are we yellow? Are we green? Are we blue? Are we black? Are we pink? Are we purple? I think the last couple times I've got up here, I have told y'all that I have been a little bit of all of the above. My emotions have been every which way, you know, because I just been going through a lot health wise, and it definitely, this was a week that on one hand I had to myself where I didn't have as many doctor's appointments, because usually I'm overloaded with doctor's appointments. So I, can breathe a little bit when I don't have them as many, and I can do other things, a little self-care for myself, a little watching TV, listening to music, things that I'm not typically getting to do, which is why even last Saturday, y'all seen I tried to get up here and do power, but internet was not trying to let me be, okay? And why I was able to come up here today, and because usually I don't get to come up here and chit chat with y'all so much, but I do try to always keep up with the self care. So today is actually a good day. I have to be thankful for my good day. So I'm gonna say I'm orange. I'm feeling pretty good. But through the week, I definitely be jumping around, and I'll be a rainbow. It'd be all different kind of colors, all different kind of emotions. So that is what is happening with me. Um, she said fluctuating. That's okay. It's all right when we. Child, I'm fluctuating a whole lot all around. Okay. Yes, woosah. Definitely have to take time and woosah for a minute, honey, because there be a lot going on. Um, yeah, I have my candles, DeMarcus. That's actually one of my favorite things. Now, I will say that I fell off with the candles at one point, probably before I went into the hospital, and then a little bit when I came out. But I definitely been back on top of my candles. Um, I always tell y'all I like to light my incense. I do my breathing exercises. I do meditation. I do quite a few different things. And thank God for my counselor. And thank God that I've been able to see her on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, whichever one that I need. I can call her in between. Sometimes if I need to. That's been a big help, because for those of you that have been here with me for a while, you know that I've had times when there's been gaps in between me being able to have my counselor. So that, to me, I always am gonna, go up for counseling and say that is a good thing. It helps me personally, right? And then I've been able to journal. I've been able to do like a self-care job. And again, I don't necessarily do it every day. I have my times that there's gaps and I fall off. But whenever I get a chance, I'm like, let me go ahead and get into it, right? Shout out to Candy Love. Hey Candy, that just came in the chat. She actually, around my birthday, gave me a fabulous book that I talked about up here, a journal, but it's like not your normal or regular journal that you probably used to. Okay. It tells you sometimes, like, if you want to kick somebody down the stairs, punch them in the face, if you want to get a good curse in. I love it. That book is almost filled up. I actually need to buy myself another one, and I need to buy it for a couple other people, because I love that book. And then I just have a regular journal that I do. And my cousin just told me about an app. I think it's called How We Heal. I need to look it up, because I haven't had a chance to look it up myself. I'm going to confirm that, and then I will probably put it up in like the community tab, and share that for anybody that's interested, because I thought that was really a cool app too. So I use a couple of different outlets, all of the above, whatever works for you. What works for me may not work for you, or vice versa, but I still get up here and try to share about it, so that way, we all in this together. Tracy Craig says, I am fluctuating between them all. Wait a minute, these damn comments is moving, honey. But try and take things one day at a time. Absolutely. That's the only thing you can do, is take it one day at a time. Okay, that is the right thing to do. What's up, EJ? How are you, girlie? Thank you for popping in. Oh, hey, Inga. She's drinking a good smoothie. Just came back from a walk. That's good. I took a short walk today. I didn't walk as long as I normally doing. I gotta make my juice later. That's another thing that I'm doing that's not necessarily new to me because I was doing it with my sister previously. My mom does it, but I am making more of an effort to do it on a regular basis and get a little bit more, as healthy as I could be considering all things. But like I said, I did want to, just kind of shine a light on a couple of different things that we have, awareness about this month. So, asthma and allergies is one. I've been hearing everybody and their mother complaining about allergies. When I went to the doctor's office, damn near every nurse was either coughing or sneezing. And when the doctor came in, he was coughing so bad. I said, "Sir, do you need help? Okay, do we need to call 911 for you? Do you need a glass of water?" Because he could barely get through his sentences to tell me what the hell was going on with me, and talk to me about the things that he want me to do. I was like, Lord, what's happening here, right? And he had an emergency in the middle of meeting with me where he had to run off to another patient. I was like, Lord, what's happening? But everybody's been complaining about the allergies. This is that time of the year. And then I know so many people, too many people that have asthma. I actually want to look up and do a segment sometime in the future because recently my aunt found an article that was saying the neighborhood, not the specific neighborhood, but it is not too far around me, and the same hospital that I ended up in when I had the flu, they get overloaded with asthma patients, and they're like not my favorite hospital, but you know how I say every hospital have their good and their bad. They're very good with asthma patients, with any type of, breathing patients and breathing problems, and also gunshots. That's the two things that they're very good with. And they get overloaded with patients that have asthma. And this area, they say, is one of the highest areas because of the trucks and different things that's in here. So I thought that was interesting. And I'm like, one day I want to focus specifically on that. But this is a time to bring awareness to that. There's a lot of people that, suffer. So this month we dedicate, our time to raising awareness about asthma, its symptoms, the treatment and prevention that we should be getting. We also have Asthma Day, which is usually the first Tuesday in May. And like I said, child, everybody I'll be on the phone with be complaining about their allergies. Allergies be strong out here in these streets. Kendall said, allergies have been crazy, yes. With this weather up and down. Yeah, that's another thing. The weather going up and down has been freaking ridiculous. Like when I tell y'all, like I'm have a phobia of getting sick again because I had pneumonia like ending of December going into the beginning of January, then turned around in February, I got that flu. And I just seen something yesterday that over 216 children have passed away from the flu. That's the highest that it's been in 15 years. And when I tell y'all that thing, Lord Jesus almost took me out of here, I'll never want to feel nothing like that again. So I've been so nervous with the weather going up and down. Inga says I was down in the dumps last night and this morning, but after my walk, feeling better. That is great to hear, Inga. Glad that you are feeling better. Yeah, sometimes it's really little simple things. It ain't gotta be nothing big or dramatic. And sometimes if you just not feeling good today and today is not your day, that's okay too. Y'all know I tell y'all that all the time. So that's what it is. Lori says actually started going to therapy and started back painting. Dealing with so much is helping. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, whatever you can, have that helps. Absolutely, do it, y'all. Do it. Do it. Do it. Now it's also Stroke Awareness Month, right? A lot of people definitely, unfortunately, have strokes, and we are trying to bring awareness, including warning signs, prevention, the impact on survivors. If, God forbid, you lose a loved one to a stroke, we're trying to educate individuals about recognizing stroke symptoms and taking timely action. The faster that you can get to a person, of course, is, the better. And one of the things that we could look for, right? They call it fast. You see facial drooping. You feel like you getting arm weakness. You see a change in speech, right? And the time that we call emergency services definitely is a big factor in being able to save somebody's life. We also have World Hypertension Day. Okay, just honorable mention, that's May 17th, and that focuses, of course, on bringing hypertension awareness. So, these are the things we have to try to talk about as much as we possibly can. Um, Next up, we have Arthritis Awareness Month. Definitely know a lot of people with arthritis, and unfortunately, after I got hurt on my job, a lot of those injuries most times do typically turn into arthritis, not all the time, but in my case, I have it in the bottom of my spine and I have it in my ankle, child. Okay, and my mom and quite a few people in the family. My grandmother had it real bad. So arthritis aims to educate the public, or Arthritis Awareness Month, I should say. Our aim is to educate the public, dispel myths about it, promote early detection and intervention. For all of these, y'all always hear me talk about early detection and intervention being very important, right? We got to be going and taking our tests and going to the doctor the way that we supposed to. The earlier they find things, the more help that they can be. We have to increase the understanding of arthritis and its causes, symptoms, and effects on daily, life. So, and which we could say this for just about anything. EJ says, yeah, very true. Life stay life, and girl, I feel like I haven't had a break. Allergies take over, taking over. Yeah, it's been bad out here with that. Oh wow, English and her mom had 2 strokes. Have to be careful. Have to watch my high blood pressure. Yeah, because high blood pressure runs on my mom's side, and then diabetes runs on my dad's side. So I definitely have to be on the lookout for those 2 things. I was always worried about getting that, and I've shared up here with you guys that I have high blood pressure under control right now, which is great. But initially, when it started, they didn't want to give me any medication because they just figured, oh, well, you had these injuries that you got on the job. When you're in pain, your blood pressure goes up. But then it got to a certain point where it was like, okay, we can't just, keep not um doing anything to adjust it or to try to calm it down when we see that it's all out of whack like this, right? It's something that we have to do to get it under control. So then I went getting all these different medications, child. They went through so many before they could find ones that worked good with me that started to control it. But something else I had to take into consideration, of course, was my diet and what I was eating, but also just who was around me, what else was happening that would get me upset. Like I really had to start paying attention to that. Not only did I have my own injuries, but then my other half got sick right after that. That was very stressful. I was running with him. He had to have all different type of surgeries. Of course, it came out of nowhere. Nobody can foresee when these things are going to happen. And then certain people was actually stressing me out. I would notice when they would come around, it would spike. So we definitely have to be careful of what we doing, what you listen to, who you around. All of those things play a factor into it. And once I got those down pat, and then I got my medication right, child, thank you, Jesus, because of all the other issues that I'm having right now. But when I go to the doctor, they always like, your blood work is good, your blood pressure is good. The nurse told me last week that my blood pressure was better than hers. So I'm doing what I need to do with that concern. But yeah, that's why all of these, awareness is very important to me, because either I have friends, family, or myself that deals, with these things. And so then we have 3 different cancers that are, need to have awareness months in May, right? And there's so many countless cancers that affect us all in different ways. We all have, I'm assuming, I don't mean to just say all because not everybody, but F cancer, a lot of people have had either cancer themselves or a loved one, somebody they care about, a friend that has had cancer. So this is definitely important to me. I've talked about how many different people have had cancer in my, family. Also, I was diagnosed with breast cancer not that long ago and have been, dealing with getting treatment and figuring out what they're gonna do, because that was another thing. My stuff got held up because of me getting sick and other issues, and so now it's went a whole nother place. So this is definitely personal for me, it's important to me, so I'm always gonna bring awareness to that. So you have skin cancer, then you have brain cancer awareness month, and also bladder cancer awareness. Three different cancers, one, shared goal, that we all get early detection. You guys, please, please go and get early detection. The earlier they find it, the better. And then get a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion, because recently I shared how I had a very bad experience with a doctor. So just, please, please, please. And always, try to educate everybody. Having support, standing together with our warriors and our survivors is very important. Honoring any loved ones that we may have lost. All of those things is important. So y'all know I always talk to y'all about that. Yeah, work on it. That's what we have to do. We have to work on it. Wait a minute. I'm trying to see if I could go back up, because I think I missed some of the comments. User says something is definitely in the air. It seems like this year allergies. Yeah, I'm telling you, this weather been all over the place. It's been so extra. I know that's right, Inga. Yeah, our bodies don't stay young. I be telling people all the time, like, don't get old and don't get sick. But I mean, you can't avoid it. And, being able to get older is a blessing. But when you get injuries, it's not the same. It don't heal in the same way. Like, I would have never thought that I was going to end up injured and out of work. It's like more than 10 years now when I injured and had to have a surgery. I had a torn tendon and a cracked bone in my leg. And then I have L4, L5, S1, nerve damage. And like I said, arthritis and a couple different things in my back. And just, it don't be hitting the way it used to, child. I'm going to tell you that now. Lori says, I have arthritis in both hips, my lower spine, and recently lost, oh my goodness, my left eyesight, but I'm trying to stay positive. Oh, Lori, well, we are going to hold you up, okay? We're going to pray for you. We sending you all the positive energy, motivation. That's what we here to do. Zamarcus says we have to watch what we eat also. Trail mix and prune juice are actually very good. Yeah, watching what you eat is a big factor. Is a very big factor. For me, it's not even so much that I eat like a whole bunch of junk food or things that's bad for me. My bigger issue is that I don't eat on a regular basis. A lot of times I don't have an appetite. People may see me and think that I'm plus size and all I do is sit around and eat, but actually my body holds on to stuff because it doesn't know the next time it's going to get it. So something that I had to start practicing doing was drinking my shakes and kind of having the shakes for breakfast and lunch, since I'm not normally a person that eats breakfast. I think a lot of that has to do with me working a night shift for so many years. I've talked to most of y'all about this before, but just in case for anybody that's new, that's not familiar, that was a big issue for me. So they would say, have some crackers, have a piece of toast, even though you're not a breakfast person, because it's like breakfast is the most important meal. I eat a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables. I love vegetables. I ain't got no problem with doing that. And like I said, now I've been doing the green juice. And so I'm trying to be more, consistent and do it more on a regular basis, because some days, like last night, I thought about it at probably like freaking 9 o'clock. I was like, what the hell you gonna eat for dinner tonight? It just was not on my mind because I didn't have no appetite at all. But sometimes, especially now, since I take so much more medication, I have to take that into consideration and say, okay, you can't have all this medication on your stomach with no food. So I've been doing a little bit better with the eating since then, but practice makes perfect. I don't know why this thing is giving me a hard time, like pulling up y'all comments. This is whack. Y'all know I always gotta have an issue with one thing or another. Let's some reason is just not letting me go back up and see the comments. So I'm sorry, it's not that I'm ignoring y'all, it's like giving me a hard time. But I'm gonna try to see which ones I can see. Um Lori says be careful with that blood pressure. Yeah, I know you definitely have to be careful with that. Absolutely. Um Let me see. RC says definitely get with a doctor you're comfortable with. Had one who make misdiagnosed me. Yeah, yeah, you got to be comfortable with that. I told y'all about my hospital experience. That was wild. And there was some that was good. There was some that was not so good. It was definitely a mixed bag. But, like, I'm coming in there with issue breathing where they had to incubate me and put me in the ICU. And I had doctors coming saying, why you didn't tell me you had asthma? Why you didn't tell me you had COPD? Why you didn't tell me you had sleep apnea? Why you not using the machine at home? And I'm like, because I don't have any of those things. I've never had any of those things. But if y'all telling me that I have that now, let me know. I also had a doctor years ago that I was going to for pain management that was giving me back injections. And I told him, like, oh, the first one made me feel better, but the other ones, I've been getting worse, and now I'm getting boils on my back. Child, when I went and got my records, why that man wasn't putting nothing but lies in my records? He was saying that I told him that everything was perfect. I felt 100% better. So that's another thing. Stay on your records, you guys. Don't always assume, just even if a doctor's acting a certain way in your face and making it seem like, they all being here and helpful to you. Check your records and make sure your records are right. Make sure it's nobody else's records mixed in with yours. I've also had that happen. And make sure that they're actually putting down what you're telling them and what your complaints are. That's very important. You'd be surprised. Yizzle says, I just hate how some doctors ignore some women issues. It's true that most research done on men, but it's so annoying having a doctor yeah, you got to be careful with that too. I hear so many horror stories with women that are going in to give birth, and then even this experience that I've had this last time with this breast cancer has been one of the most horrible experiences with doctors. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. And I have had to go to workers' comp doctors, social security doctors, like so many different doctors in my life. I've never had a problem with getting a second or a third opinion. I've always been one to fight for my rights and to look into stuff on my own, but we really have to do that even more extra now because sometimes, negligence and ignorance and no bedside. I mean, so many different factors fall into it. Sometimes they don't necessarily, you feel like, believe you when you telling them stuff. They make you seem like you crazy and it's in your head. Like, I had been complaining about my back for a long time before they found things wrong in my back. They just kept telling me, oh, it's contributory from your leg and the way you walking. So this is why I say to people, please go and see, as many people as you can see and just make sure. That's the only thing I can tell you from my own experience and from me, having my sister, God bless, who had sickle cell, who was in and out of the hospital for most of her life. Just seeing how they dealt with her. I also worked in the health field for more than 15 years. So I have it from that aspect of working in the health field, and then I have it from dealing with my own health issues and having loved ones that had health issues. So yeah. EJ said my ass fell down the stairs. That shit was horrible, girl. The amount of times I done fell down the stairs, Lord have mercy. Um, Tracy said, thank you, and I'm so thankful to you all. I pray God sends his healing blessings to you all. Yes, definitely. Yeah, EJ said my younger self would have bounced back. Absolutely. Our bodies ain't the same no more. We getting up there now, shoot. Um, Inga says DeMarcus, everybody should get checked. Colon cancer is men who gets checked for prostate cancer. There's a difference. Yeah, definitely always get your checkups. Yeah, I'm praying for healing for everybody too. I always pray for all my friends and family. or my YouTube people, definitely always try to be as positive as I could be. Some days I don't feel like being positive. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Some days I'm not in a damn positive mood at all, but I definitely always try to send, the best wishes and blessings to you all. Um, Lori says, men, please watch out for breast cancer. Yes, yes, yes. I talked about that. Men can get it too. These is not things that is just only, restricted to women, even though women may get it more. But men have to get checked on a regular basis too. And we know men don't be liking to go to the daggone doctor. Nobody really likes the doctor, right? If we could all avoid the doctor, we probably would. But it's like I said, the earlier they can detect things or rule it out and say, okay, that's not an issue for you, whichever way is the best way. I promise you guys that is so real. Inga says I got a good black female doctor right now and I'm happy with her. Yeah, that's important. You have to feel comfortable with your doctor. Yeah, I love my apples. I got a whole bunch of apples in the basket now. My son trying to make some apple pie because I don't like to have to throw nothing out, and be like they be going bad fast sometimes. Um, I'll get me an apple in a heartbeat. Yeah, definitely do your own research and check into the meds they giving you. If you feel like you have any type of side effects from any meds, always tell your doctor about that fast, because all these medications do come with side effects. And I've gotten so many different medications throughout the years, just based off of the injuries that I had in my body and my blood pressure and all of that. Now I have a whole different set of meds that I have to take. And by the grace of God, I think it's only been like 2 medications that I had to go back and tell my doctor about, and they had to take me off of it. But now, recently, with these medications, when I tell y'all, I've been having so many different side effects, and that's the thing, you don't know how your body is going to feel, right? So, this has been, oh Lord, the most side effects I've ever gotten. It's been horrible. That's another reason why y'all don't see me like that. Because some days I just ain't got it to do, honey. I just don't. So I look forward to having good days when I'm feeling okay. Lori says fresh herbs and vegetables are the best medicine. Yeah, it's definitely good. Hey, Monica, and thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. Um, Yeah, and unfortunately, another sad part is that a lot of times in the poor neighborhoods, they got, things that's not good for you. That's the stuff that's the cheapest for you. It's more expensive for you to have organic, food and all of that. We talked about that up here as well too, right? I know for me, I can't find a lot of things in my neighborhood. I have to either go all the way downtown or all the way uptown. Sometimes people can't travel certain places, and on top of everything being crazy expensive right now, and everything going up but your pay. You have some stores that's like, I have a particular store that's across the street from me that's known for price gouging, you know? So they're even more expensive there than all the other places in the neighborhood. So of course, if you on a fixed income and you can only afford certain things, you only gonna be eating certain things. So that's another part we have to take into consideration. RC says Richard Roundtree Shaft had breast cancer. Oh wow, I didn't even know that. The pharmaceutical companies as well, they're getting kickbacks at our expense. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So all of those things are definitely a part of it. And unfortunately, some things there's just not a cure for. Some things you can go and get a surgery or take a medication and get better, right? But the flip side of that is some things is just never been a cure for, unfortunately. And some things I think they have the cure for or they could cure, but what would that look like for them in the dollar amount, right? Is more money in them being able to just keep giving you these medications that are all these crazy damn prices that half the insurance don't cover. Child, we could have a whole nother, live about that. Um, but then you have to actually use this to help you to be able to um maneuver and go through with your illness. Like I said again, my sister with sickle cell, a lot of family members that I have that have lupus, people that I know that have sarcoma, people that have fibromyalgia. That's something that I suffer with. So yeah, it's like you can be like you just wish it was something you could take one time and be done and be better, but it's. So yeah, that's the other side as well. But moving to the next thing, you guys, is May is also mental health awareness. Like I brought up, of course, mental health awareness has been observed since 1949. We raise awareness around this, about mental health and mental illness. Okay, very important. I want to say there's a mental um health awareness day in this month too, and I forgot to write it down what day it was, but I know we have like a day that's in this month, and then you have the month. Also, just side note, we also have National Nurses Day, which is March 6th. We have National Foster Care Month Day. I mean Foster Care Month. This month just highlights the importance of foster care and the needs of children in the system. You have, I think I mentioned the World Asthma Day and the World's Hypertension Day, right? And so those is just some honorable mentions. I ain't want to forget to throw those out there. Um, Trying to see. Monica says doctors will try to just give you meds and not really try to find out what's wrong. Yeah, and there's some of them that's like that too. That's why I said you have to be careful who you are going to. I have had majority of my doctors, including the most, recent ones after my hospital stay. I've had all of them for more than 10 years. But I had to go through a lot of different doctors before I found those ones, right? Same thing with counselors, same thing with psychiatrists, any of these people that you're dealing with, you have to make sure it's somebody that you trust and that you're comfortable with. Okay. Inga said if you don't have good insurance, if you're gonna get some state government insurance like Medicaid, they really gonna not take good care of you. Yes, absolutely. That's why I said it's sad because our medical care, the food that we get, all of that is kind of based off of what status you have, right? The people at the bottom that ain't really got nothing, they ain't gonna be getting the best of nothing most of the time. So they have a cure for everything, but they make money over it. Yeah, I believe that. That's my little theory, you know. Lori says, I grew my own garden this year and I'm scared of all these organic foods. Okay, come through with the garden. I ain't mad at it. Listen, garden food is the best food. You ain't gonna get no argument out of me, baby. When I tell you that I used to go in my grandmother's garden, like I wish I could have a garden here where I'm at. And I used to steal all my grandmother's tomatoes and cucumbers. She used to be threatening me like, girl, if you don't get your ass out my damn garden, ooh, it's nothing like it, baby. I ain't never taste nothing that tastes the same in any store anywhere. Especially not in New York. It ain't gonna happen. um Kendall says that's what's up. I would have a garden as well. Yes, absolutely. hmm Hey PG, thank you for coming through, girl. How you feeling today? Um, so yeah, just as far as me with the mental health awareness, we know 1 in 5 adults experience mental illness each year. 1 in 20 adults experience serious mental illness each year. 1 in 6 kids between 6 and 17 experience a mental health disorder each year. You are not alone. Millions of people are impacted by mental health each year. We have 24/7 assistance call Lifeline, and that is 988. So it ain't even like, you got to learn some long number. It's 988 for anybody that needs help, right? And now they have a lot of these that you can text You can call, you can do virtual, you ain't gotta go in person to see nobody. So I like that. Um Let me see what else. I think this was the last thing I had up here. Oh no, I did want to touch on one more thing before we just gonna do like some positive affirmations. So Mother's Day is coming up, everyone. And honestly, I forgot about Mother's Day. I got so much stuff going on that poof, it just was out of my head. And now I'm like, oh Lord, I need to send my mama something and send my auntie something. But I just want to say that not everybody, is joyous around Mother's Day, right? So for some, this day is very, very hard. So let's just, make sure that we have empathy. Of course, still enjoy yourself. If you are a mom, treat yourself. Or if you have a friend that's a mom, or sister that's mom, or auntie that's mom, or grandmother's mom, or your mom, whichever way it is, and you are able to get together and have some type of celebration, lift each other up, lift yourself up, treat yourself, spoil yourself, absolutely do that. But we also always want to remember that that's, not something that everybody could do and that everybody's not always in a good place at that time of the year, right? I talk about this when it comes to the holidays, Christmas. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. I don't like none of the holidays. All of them, I'm like bah humbug. I'm just not here for it. But I'm never mad at anybody else that's able to enjoy it. But holidays is just not the same for me. I don't look forward to them. So that's just me, right? I deal with them in my way that I could deal with them. But I want you all, just to know and keep in mind that sometimes everybody else is not a good time for. Um, so I just want to mention that because I honestly forgot about it, and now I'm like, ooh, child, girl, you know. Um, and I ain't gonna be doing much for it. I'll just probably be here and just whatever little self care things that I could do for myself, baby. I'm just making it one day at a time, and that's okay too. And we don't always need it to be a holiday to celebrate ourselves or celebrate each other. We can do that just because, right? And we should be doing that just because every day that you wake up is a gift. However, common some days you ain't feeling like it's a gift. You just ain't feeling it. Period, right? And so we got to keep all of that in mind as well. Um, Inga said, my mother used to have a small garden in our backyard when you were a child. Okay, listen, honey. Whew, I know y'all had some good old vegetables out of that garden. um, Not everybody has a good mother or father, even if they allow. Yeah, that's true too. It's many complicated, relationships, and nothing is black and white. So it could be difficult for many things. Doesn't mean necessarily that their parents is no longer there. Maybe they, it's so many different scenarios. They could have never known their daggone parents or their mother or their father. Doesn't mean that they're unalive. They could just not be in their life. But we just know that holiday times are difficult for different people for different reasons. So you just always want to be mindful of that. Um, Lori says, I'm praying for everyone. Tamika, you continue to be a light. Oh, thank you, thank you. Inga says, yeah. I've been turned off by the holidays for a very long time. I only like Thanksgiving because of the food, and I love Christmas and Christmas tree and Christmas music. Yeah, there's things I like about it, and there's things that just, don't necessarily leave me in the best place. People that I'm missing, all different kind of things. So yeah, I see the good and the bad side of it, but I always try to make the best of it in my way. I may not do everything, keep all the same traditions or do everything the way that I used to. Like my family was very big on holidays growing up. We all spent time together. It used to be a bunch of us that got together that did things. And the fact that, we're all spread out. A lot of us aren't here no more. It's a bunch of different factors, but it just doesn't happen anymore. So therefore, it just puts me in a different space now. So I get that. And so I just wanted to put that reminder out there. And speaking of that, wait 1 minute, y'all. I'm so sorry. My son just came in and he making a bunch of daggone noise. Let me see, because for some reason I can't. Okay. Give me 1 minute. I will be back. Sorry, y'all. I'm back. My son just come in here making all different kind of freaking noise. Okay. So I just wanted to share before we get into positive affirmations. Like I said, this has been a hard time for me personally, right? And I don't have a lot of time that I get to myself just to do my breathing, my meditation. Like even when I came out the hospital, I've been having a pain in my hip that I didn't have when I went in the hospital. It was like you go in for one thing and you come out with something else, right? So I came out with a really bad, pain in my hip. I've been having to go get every scan known to man. I didn't even know all these damn scans existed, y'all. Okay, when I tell you I'm so damn tired of scans and just doctor's appointments, period, but it is what it is, right? And so in the process of me doing that, something positive that I could say from it, and is, I always say to you guys, the people that's there for you. You know who have your back and who you could call on and who you can't call on. And I've had my tribe that, sends me prayers and positive affirmations, people that I know is praying for me, even whether I speak to them or don't, people that I've met on YouTube that message me, and my friends and family in my life that, message me. You don't like always have to show up for people in one particular way, right? And so I have had my two girlfriends who have pretty much been my friends for 30 plus years. Like I'm their kid's godmother, they're my kid's godmother. One of them is my god sister. So at this point, it's beyond friends. They're my sisters. And between the two of them, they've been going with me to my doctor's appointments. They've been, taking turns with taking me shopping. One of them came and did my daggone laundry. I'm like, girl, I thought I was gonna be just, coming to do the laundry myself. She like, no, sit down, relax, eat, and just did it, folded it up, everything. And I still haven't put it away, mind you, but I just always appreciate the big things, the small things, the things in between, anybody that think about me in any way, because it definitely has been a trying time. And my aunt, she's so sweet. First of all, for those of you that know, my laptop was hanging by a damn thread. Okay, I literally had it taped together, and my cousin and my aunt, they was like, "We don't give a damn. You didn't ask us, but we about to send you a laptop." Now I went through all different kind of things, mind you, brand new laptop that everyone that came, it was a different problem with it, and I was having to mail it back. It happened 3 times, but finally the right one is here. So I still have to practice that. I had another cousin that sent me like the soundboard machine and mics and all different kind of stuff that I haven't even got a chance to play around with. I'm still trying to learn and figure out the laptop. But this particular aunt is always there for me. Like, she just been my day one. That's my fave. I love her to death. And I'm gonna try not to get emotional, y'all. But she did that. Didn't tell me she was doing it. Then she turned around and sent me this beautiful blanket, y'all. This thing is so beautiful. It's so soft. And what do you see on it? Different positive things. And y'all know how I feel when it comes to my prayer and meditation and things of that. But it just is like, different little sayings on it. I'm not going to read all of it, but it's like warm hugs and faith and thoughts of courage and bravery and healing thoughts of serenity and positive energy and, resilience. And she ain't told me she was sending me that. And when I tell y'all it feels so soft and so good, child, I don't be wanting to get from underneath this blanket. Like, I don't know what that material is. Kayla was up here trying to get on it too. I was like, nah, girl, this ain't for you. Okay. And then she sent me this healing bracelet and also sent me this book with 1 minute prayers for women with cancer. And that just meant so much to me. Like, that she ain't say, look out for this is coming for you. It just showed up. So between that and the journals, that's what I've been, trying to keep my energy with, right? And then last week, the nurse had to come do a home visit with me. And I was so annoyed, y'all. When I tell y'all I was annoyed, I was like, when the hell this lady getting out of here? It seemed like she was going in slow motion. And, she had all these pages that needed to be filled out. And I just was like, when is this going to be over? Like, how long is this going to take? I had actually forgot she was coming. And as she was getting ready to leave, she was like, oh, I know that depression looks different on everybody. You can't look at somebody and see that, they're depressed or whatever. It doesn't have a look. You can't look at somebody and see their pain. And I think a lot of people, forget about that sometimes. But she said, with you, I don't see, I don't feel that. She said, I feel a peace about you. And I was like, well, I try to be consistent with my meditation. I try to be consistent with my prayer. Like, I try to practice what I preach. And when I get up here and talk to y'all about these things, I'm literally, trying to learn it and trying to implement it for myself. When I say we all in this together and we doing it together, like, I ain't lying. That's really what it is. And so I was telling her that, and then she told me that she went for a mammogram in September and she was diagnosed with breast cancer, right? And she was like, she was going to get all these scans, the same scans that I've been, going and getting. And she said she would be in the machine, like, what do I have in front of me? What have I went through behind me? And just, God, steer me and lead me the way and things of that nature. And she's now had her breast removed and she's out here working. And it's like, if she didn't tell me that story, I wouldn't know, right? I wasn't going to be able to just look at her and know and see what she went through. And she was saying how many times she, cried in the machine. And she just was like, even though friends and family would try to be there for her and help her, and, a lot did, but at the same time, they still didn't understand what she was going through because they wasn't going through it and they didn't know how it felt. And so she was asking me, if I have faith and if I pray. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And she was like, continue to do that, eat your green stuff, go for your walks. So I say all of that to say that was like right on top. Like, what would be the odds of all the different nurses that could have showed up at my house? Somebody that literally just went through the same thing, right? So I felt like I was getting a message. I'm sorry. So, whew, I felt like that was a message for me. And so I'm still trying to hang in there. Some days is good, some days is bad, some days is all of the above, but I'm here, you here, we okay, and we have to be thankful for that. That's my message to you guys. That was my little takeaway. And when I get up here and get to talk with y'all, y'all definitely like this is a big help to me. I'll be mad that I can't get up here and talk as much as I used to, but being able to come up with the ladies and do the lives that way with them make such a big deal. Then we be texting with each other behind the scenes and calling up each other, from time to time, and that be a big help. Even sometimes they be like, even if you can't get on the live and you just want to stream it to your channel from, you could do that too. Just so you still have activity on your channel, and at the end of the day, they don't have to do that. Nobody have to do anything. So anything that any of you do, any support that you guys have given me, like I always appreciate that. So I love y'all. Okay, we're gonna move on to these positive things that Kendall be nice enough to share with me so I can share with you guys. And most of the things that y'all see and hear me talk about in these also are usually on my community tab. They're on social media, all of the places. If you on the Discord is in there. We have y'all should join the Discord if y'all not in there. Me and Inga, we was talking about the Wiz for God knows how long. We had a little watch party for the Wiz. Sometimes we have watch parties for Power, or just different movies. We had a birthday celebration. EJ, I'm working on this karaoke. I can't wait to see how that's gonna come out. So definitely come in and have fun with us. Sometimes we don't get to get in there, as much as we may like to, but we definitely do come through. I also share movies and different things in there as well, just for anybody that don't know. Kendall says, absolutely, this will be your testimony in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Kendall. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate you, girl. Um, yeah, because I don't be wanting to come up here and make y'all cry. I be trying to lift y'all up, not bring y'all down. I want to make nobody feel depressed. But I'm an emotional person, so sometimes I get a little emotional. It's okay. Um, I know that's right. Yes, please get that mammogram when y'all are scheduled, you guys, please. Um Kayla was over here digging her nails into that damn blanket like, ooh, yeah. She just knew she was about to have a funky good time. Okay. So we're gonna read on some of these and then we're gonna get off of here because I actually want to do my what you should be watching next. So the first one says heart wants love, mind wants success, soul wants peace. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we have be selective in your battles. Sometimes peace is better than right. Whoo, child, yes, we definitely have to pick the battles, baby. Every battle ain't yours, okay? That's one of my favorite songs by Yolanda Adams. The battle ain't yours, okay? It's the Lord. Sometimes you just gotta let it go, let it flow, and move on swiftly and professionally, okay? And then you have is not selfish to distance yourselves from those who eventually wound you. You deserve peace. Absolutely. Um When we forgive, we heal. When we let go, we've grown. Okay, we always hear them say that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. And because sometimes some people ain't asking to then be forgiven either, and some people don't deserve to be forgiven. So it definitely depends on the situation. I just feel like you also can't keep harboring onto things because after a while it's eating you alive. And for the most part, that person going on and living their best life and ain't losing no type of sleep, and it seems like it be tormenting you. So it's definitely all about what's gonna give you your peace. It's not about the other person and what they got going on. Then you have note to self. You are not too old and it is not too late. So whatever you've been, debating on and you like, I don't know, I probably should have been did that and blah blah blah. No. I'm definitely a believer on what's meant for you, what's yours is yours. It can never be taken away from you. And whatever time it's supposed to come is the time that it's gonna get there. And that's that. So definitely don't worry yourself about it being too old or too late. Just go ahead and try it. This may be your time. The other time might not have been the time. um then we have this comeback is personal. It's an apology to myself for putting up with shit I didn't deserve. Okay. And I think I gotta run that one back. This comeback is personal. It's an apology to myself for putting up with the shit that I did not deserve. Absolutely. Um, this one is kind of like a letter to yourself. Dear me, love yourself a little bit more than yesterday. Make yourself a priority. Chase your goals. Be careful for the things you have. Be proud of yourself and celebrate the amazing woman you are. I love that too. I wouldn't mind having that on my wall. I say that every time we get up here, but it be so many that just like speaking to me, okay? Dear me, love yourself a little bit more than yesterday. Make yourself a priority. Chase your goals. Be careful for the things you have. Be grateful for the things you have. Be proud of yourself and celebrate the amazing woman you are. That's beautiful. Then we have small circle, private life, clear mind. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, so that y'all can see it clear. Okay. Um, Small circle, private life, clear mind, happy soul. Then we have distance is my new answer to disrespect. I no longer react. I no longer argue. I no longer dive into drama. I simply remove my presence. Oh, Lord, that is the truth, honey, because I will remove my presence in a heartbeat, and I've always been that way. Distance is my new answer to disrespect. I no longer react. I no longer argue. I no longer dive into drama. I simply remove my presence. Clean your space, your house, your room, your car, your mind, your heart. New things are coming. Make sure you are welcoming them properly. Oh, yes, this is a word right here. Clean your space, your house, your room, your car, your mind, your heart. New things are coming. Make sure you are welcoming them properly. Your growth scares people whose security depends on your stagnation. Ooh, less. Your growth scares people whose security depends on your stagnation. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Your growth scares people whose security depends on your stagnation. And we're going to end it with this one. Treat yourself and do your best. You are strong and capable of anything. Be the best version of yourself. Treat yourself. Do your best. You are strong and capable of anything. Be the best version of yourself. We're going to do one more for good luck. You got dreams to chase, not people to impress. You got dreams to chase, not people to impress. Absolutely. I love these. I think these are so awesome. Shout out to Kendall again for always sending me some beautiful ones. Shout out to all of y'all for coming through. I definitely appreciate it. How do I take this off? Okay, wait a minute. How do I put myself back on? see. Okay. Now I gotta put myself front and center again. Y'all know I'm like, one, I'm a little rusty with coming up here for lives, and two, I'm on this laptop that I'm still trying to figure out. So, oh God, but I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna figure it out some way, somehow. What's up, P. Bronson? Thank you for coming through. Oh, thank you for the super sticker. I definitely appreciate you. I thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate all of you guys for coming through. Kendall, RC, DeMarcus, Inga, Tracy, West Coast Barbara, EJ, Candy Love, Monica M, was in the den, Lori, Pretty Girl Stop Through. So anybody that commented, didn't comment, anybody that comes on a replay, let me know. Replay game, you came by, put some flames up in the sky, okay? Let us know what you do, for your self-care, what you do to lift up your spirits. Maybe some of those, things can help us. Like I said, sharing this camera, we all here. This is a judgment-free zone where everybody, is welcome in the den, and we just try to show love to each other and lift each other up, because we got so much craziness happening every day all around the daggone world, and we all need that moment of peace, that moment to breathe. If you're not okay today, that's okay. I hope tomorrow is a better day for you. Okay. As long as we have another day, still have air in our lungs, and we still getting up, it's still another chance for us to do things. Okay. So that's what I got to say to you guys. And thank y'all for coming out. If you are free at oh goodness, I done went over the daggone time because I was supposed to have some time before the live, but I was supposed to be at 5:30 going off of what you should be watching, but I'm gonna be a couple minutes late, but I'm gonna be there. And if you ain't doing nothing, come through and we can chit chat and talk about what is coming out for May. And if not, catch the replay for that too. Make sure that y'all tune in if y'all watching Godfather Harlem. Myself and Inga usually do that on Tuesdays. The ladies, Inga, EJ, maybe Candy Love, I don't know, maybe Moochie, I don't know who gonna be there. You never know who's showing up, but the ladies usually get together on Sunday nights and discuss Power. So if you're watching Power, come through for that. If you're doing the Handmaid's Tale, I join EJ and K, the Fifth Wall, on Wednesdays, and we talk about that. So yeah, and Love After Lockup, my review is up for that too, if anybody's interested. Okay, so I do a little bit of everything over here when I can. I haven't been doing it as much, but I am still out here in these YouTube streets for anybody that's interested. And you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like, okay? Come on by, hang out in the den, and have a good time. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. I'm going to catch y'all the next time.